Hi, welcome part 2. This is more a personal video about how I use magic every day. The idea is I tend to do magic in a very not specific way. Some days I don't want to use magic, and some days I use magic without even realize it. And something that is interesting about the folk practitioners, I think, is sometimes you say, oh, I didn't do this, or in magic in general, if you don't do spells, that you are not doing magic. I don't agree with that. I think magic is about intention and sometimes visualization, especially, and imagination, but especially about intention. If you're approaching, or you are taken outside an intention that you have in your inner self, that is enough to make magic. Sometimes what you believe in something is just what you need to make magic, to make it realize it. It's not like it's always going to work, but sometimes if your intention is very, very clear, it can work. It's like wanted a job. You had because intention is not only okay, I want this to happen, and you're thinking about it. It's creativity, it's creation. You can connect intention with creation. You are not going to be a passive person when you want something. So you are going to have different ways to approach, to find, or to take whatever you want. One way can be, okay, I can think about it, but sometimes you need to go a little more deep than that, and that is great. So whatever you are doing or whatever you wanted, you have intention for the first, because if you don't know what you want, magic is not going to happen, because you need to know that. And after you know what you want, I've seen little sorry, and whatever you want, you can try to have it, but it's not like you are going to be in your sofa every day and waiting for it. You have to be a creative person. You have to be able to make something, to create. So you have the intention, and then you have a creation part. And whatever you are trying to do is this: what I can do to have whatever I want. What is my power? Where is my power? Or who is my power to make this happen? And it's not only about making a spell or wanting something, it's how you do this thing that you really want, how you can approach to this thing to make it, to realize. If you want more friends and you do a spell because you want more friends, and I don't know, you have to start to thinking how you can do more friends. It's not, the universe is not going to do it just for you, because whatever, you have to be the creative part. That is how it works. It doesn't mean that your spell is not working and it's not going to work, and sometimes maybe if you do a spell, that is all you need, maybe this, that is not just that. You have to make the work, and you have to make the work to change yourself, because if something is not in your life, you have to question yourself why and how you can change that. So that is the first thing that you have to, I will really think you realize. What is your intention? How you can have this through creation and visualization. Just when you think in visualization and think that you want, try to think sometimes how you have what, because you have the thing that you want. Just not doing it for like, oh, the universe wanted. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't mean that it cannot happen. It just means that sometimes you need to push a little more than that. you are going to have to push a little more than that. And magic is more about us and not about the outside. We change the outside, changing the inner self first. And about how I approach this, sometimes is making something that I want to eat, that it makes me feel comfortable. Maybe some days I do a spell. Maybe some days I listen to music that make me find of being in a trance. Meditation. I think the breath is very important. Knowing how to do it, because it's going to make you feel more comfortable with meditation. And I know nobody likes to meditate, but it's something very important to do. And I sometimes I angry with myself because of that, because I don't do it every day. I'm trying to do it more. I'm doing it more, but I have more time now, so I'm going to do it more. But then, when my life starts, because I am in the vacation mode, I don't. It's going to be more difficult when I work. I'm working to do it. That it doesn't mean that I don't need to do it. It's just actually I need to do it more, because it's when I'm in the worst mode. So magic is for me something that doesn't need to be a very big thing. If you work with ancestors, maybe it's just listening to a song that they love it. Maybe it's about how you approach to nature, how you, if you have plants in your house, if you take care of herbs. Maybe it's about having someone that protects your home. It can be simple like a spirit, a presence, or whatever you want. You can have a kind of ritual that it doesn't need to be very hard work, just something simple. And it can be different for everybody. It doesn't need to be the same thing. And it, you need to figure out, I think, I need to figure out how you can do magic without that being completely opposite of your life. You need to find a way, I think, to do it every day, and don't feel that you have to let your life in a standby in the moment. And even if you are doing planetary magic, I don't do normally planetary magic. And I'm not that person, sorry. I'm very messy. I'm not a very organized person. I mean, not my house. My house is normally okay. I have too many clothes, but it's okay. And herbs, but I'm very organized. The crazy is I'm not very organized in my everyday life. I'm not a person that likes to do every day the same things, and maybe some things I can do every day and they are very simple, but I'm very lazy. I don't like to do the work. I'm really, really lazy. I don't feel ashamed or guilty about it. It's part of myself. And because of this, I tend to be very lazy, and one day I do everything. And it's like I don't want to read, and then I read 4 books in 1 week, or maybe more, or 10. I don't know, but I do that kind of things. And it's okay. I work like that. It's like I don't have energy for doing this. I don't want to do this in this moment, and it's okay if I don't want to do this in this moment. I don't know. I don't need to feel or make me feel. I don't need to be forced to do something I don't want to do. Um, it's not about that. If you don't enjoy it, if you feel the pressure to do something, it doesn't work. You have to enjoy whatever you are doing. You have to enjoy if you are doing a ritual. you have to do the ritual because you love the energy of the situation, the way you feel when you are doing it and after. And I think it's very important to manage and to know how to use energy, because sometimes we are tired and we are forced to do something that we don't really want, and or maybe we want that but we are tired to do it, and it's okay to feel tired. It's okay you don't want to do something in one moment because you are tired, and doing it when you feel fine. I normally don't work in full moons because I never feel connected with the full moon. I love the new moon. I know people it's normally the moon that you don't have to work, but it's when I do it because it's when I feel really connected with the moon and with my inner energy. And when this full moon, I feel very tired. I normally don't sleep very well because I tend to feel disconnected and very tired, and everything in my head is crazy. And honestly, I think it's more I feel very sad in the full moon. I never connect. I see that I work in the simple ways, and I think it's beautiful and I love it, but I don't feel that connection that some people have with the full moon. I'm not feel guilty for that. And working with the moon is just one way. That doesn't mean it's the only way to do magic. You can never work with the moon, and that doesn't mean you are not a magician or a witch or whatever you want it to be. It just mean that you don't work with the moon. And so whatever you're doing, if you please tell me just one thing that you do that people normally will not consider that is magic, but for you actually it is. Even because it makes you feel more safe, even because it makes you feel more comfortable, or it's because it's a ritual that your family did, or something so simple like a sense, a, a candle, something that you really love and make you feel that you are connected with force or whatever you believe. So I would love to hear that. I or read about that in the comments. Just I would love to know about that. I'm trying to think one simple thing, and I think it is when I tend to connect with some of my ancestors. I tend to connect with some people specifically, and I love to use their clothes or hearing cooking whatever they love to cook, and this is a way to connect with them. And I know it's winter in the north hemisphere, but here is summer, so I love to go to my little garden, and it's very little, and I did a video about it a very long time ago. I think I'm going to do a new one again, and I love to use my herbs, and some of them have name, and just it's a way to approach them and love them the way they deserve. And I hope you find this video interesting, so please let me know whatever you want to know. I will continue doing these videos, and like I said, very personal. Just thanks for watching.